Hello, Keller Williams. Welcome to Mega Camp 221. I'm Simge, the team leader and CEO of Keller Williams Forest ATAŞEHİR Market Center in Istanbul, Turkey. We are here for a great panel today. We will be talking about gamifying your database. What could be better than having fun and being successful in our job at the same time? But first, I would like to say hi to Jennie. Hi, Jennie. How wonderful to be with you today. Can we get to know you a little better, please?
Well, hi, I'm so excited to be here and so excited to share. One of the most wonderful topics of my business is all about our database and loving on our people. And so thank you for letting me share. I have actually been in real estate for 20 years, and I have been with Keller Williams for about 14 years. And I'll tell you, that's really the big turning point in my business was taking the lessons that we've learned here with our company, with the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, and just applying all those things. I now have a team of about 10 people that's about half agents and half administrative. And this year we're on track to get to almost be able to help 200 families. And we really focus on our local database and agent to agent referrals. And more than 80% of our business comes from those areas, which are all about what we're going to talk about today, which is having fun with our people and generating referrals. I also learned over the years that I love about our company and our industry is that there's so many areas inside of it. And I've discovered I love to teach and train and empower agents with all these tools that are really quite simple. It's just sometimes we overcomplicate them and we don't get into action. So thank you for allowing me to share, because that's actually my purpose and passion in life. So I'm excited to be here.
Wow, that's great. Thank you, Jennie. You have an amazing business going on. Those are some great numbers. Congratulations, first of all. Well, we all know that if you want to achieve such a level of success as you and your team have reached, you have to pass your limitations. You'll need to challenge the way you think. Whenever we reach a natural ceiling of achievement, we need to shake things up a little and take an unnatural approach, right? And we in Keller Williams call this moving from E, the entrepreneurial way, which is the natural way actually, to P, which is to think purposefully and pulling in the next model, system, or relationship that is actually going to give you the next breakthrough. But there's something I'm really, really curious about, Jennie. When was your first breakthrough and what was your game changer?
Oh, this is such a great question. And I love all of the 6 personal perspectives. However, I do say that going from E to P is my favorite, because we just must get uncomfortable in order to get and break through to the next level of achievement in our lives. And I'll say for me, it was back in 2010, which seems like a lifetime ago. I attended a class called Bold, and it was back then it was an 8-week training. Now then it was a 7-week training. Now we've had lots of digital versions of Bold, but it's a training class through Keller Williams that really just taught me all about my mindset and thinking bigger, and then getting into action with scripts and accountability and teamwork, which is all up my alley. So just by simply taking this training class that I needed to hear, it was the right time for me. And then I've gone on to now take it 18 more times. So obviously I'm a student of the trainings here. And what that did for me though, was it doubled my production. I was a solo agent. In 2010, I'd helped 23 families. And just by taking this class, opening up my mind to the possibilities and learning some skills along the way and what to say to people and how to follow up, my production doubled to 51 families. And then year after year, I've continued to grow in my production, really never going backwards, and growing purposefully with my team now and allowing them to also live a bold life and to be super learning based in their business. And so that was really it, continuing to take the trainings, continuing to pour into all of the opportunities that we have with training and mentoring, coaching, et cetera, has really been my game changer and still is today.
Wow, great. Well, yeah, I mean, being a student throughout our whole life is the way to reach success, actually, we could say, right? Well, we all know that when we think about being successful and reaching success, We think that this means sometimes it's working like crazy, unpredictable hours, and mainly doing things that are boring. If we were to specifically talk about our real estate business, we all know, as I also hear from many of my real estate agents, is that time blocking is the most boring and the biggest barrier of our job. So I'm actually wondering, how do you and your team overcome this barrier? Do you guys gamify time blocking?
Well, I'll tell you, success is boring, and it should be boring because you should be following your calendar that is set up from building and to building your goals into your daily calendar. And so I learned back in those early days of being a mom and a wife and a business owner that I was really failing at all of them. And until I got clarity on time blocking the things that matter most to me. So first off, my family time and when I'm going to pick up my daughter from school and when we have family events and family vacations, that goes on your calendar first. And then you really, as real estate agents, we have 5 job descriptions, and that's that we must lead generate, lead follow up, go on appointments, negotiate contracts, and practice and role play. So if you don't have a time block calendar right now, I challenge you to go into your calendar, whether it's electronic or on paper, and block out all 5 of those into your day. And if you don't have an appointment to attend because you haven't booked one on a certain day, well, then you can continue to lead generate or lead follow up until you're on track for your goals. And then having a cutoff time and really setting boundaries around your family time is key. This business could eat you up. You could work crazy, crazy hours. And I have a business coach, and I like to share what he helped me when it comes to my calendar. And he says that each week, so realtors could work 7 days a week. So let's say that instead of 7 days a week, you for sure take off 1 day a week. It's blocked off. You're not allowing any work to happen. And then within a month that you take a 3-day weekend. That could be hard for some of us. And a lot of times, though, we have holidays that allow us to get away with that. You know, maybe you have a 3-day weekend that's a holiday, so it's easier for us to justify it. And then lastly, could you imagine that every quarter you took off a full week, 7 days? So what he calls this is the 1-3-7 model. So 1 day a week, 3-day weekend every month, and then a whole week off vacation once a quarter. Wouldn't that be a life by design right there?
That would be great.
Yeah. So that's how we gamify it with our team, is that we allow each other and we hold each other accountable to having our family and focus and purposeful time outside of work when we need it.
Wow, that is great. 1-3-7. I've noted that out. Thank you, Jen. And I also know that one of your favorite topics is delivering an amazing customer experience every single time, and that your team is always working on to improve this side of your business. I've heard that the Wolek team has a 5S model, which I'm very curious about. Can you please tell us more about this model?
Yeah, I love it. I am a Keller Williams University instructor. And so this is a tool in your toolbox. If you go into KW Connect, it's a class called Customer Experience. And I started teaching this and then applying it to my own business and my own team. And it's just a beautiful model. So the 5 S's are that you're going to first set expectations with your clients. So from the beginning of working together, we're going to be in alignment with our goals and making sure that we're a fit for each other. And then we're going to serve them. We're going to do what we said we were going to do. And then we're going to survey along the way. So inside of the transaction, we're going to check in. How are you doing? You doing all right? And you're going to make sure that they're still happy and doing well. And then fourth, we're going to surpass. And this is the one that is extra special for me. It's really, you're going to surprise and delight them along the way. So an example of this is we meet as a team each year and we go through our model and we say, how are we doing in each of these categories? And what could we do better? What could we do more? So we came up with an idea when our clients go under contract, is what we call it, when a contract is agreed on, a buyer and a seller, an agreement, we deliver a gift to our client. That's just a 4-pack of champagne and little bubbles. And we have a little gift bag that says, congratulations, it's time to start packing.
And I'd be your customer, Jennie.
Yes, I'll send you some. And so, but that's just an extra touch. So we deliver it to our seller's front porch, and then we maybe take it to the inspections with our buyers. And it's a very simple system to implement, but has a huge impact and wow for our clients. So that's just one of the ways we do that. And then the last S is sustain. And that is what this business is about. We want to sustain the relationship for life. I mean, when we are done with the transaction of working together, we want them to understand that they're not getting rid of us. We're going to still be here for inviting them to events and staying engaged and connected with them. So those are the 5 S's. I encourage you to just write those 5 down and then evaluate your own business. How are you doing and where could you improve? It's a really simple way to do it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm hearing a lot of activities that you and your team actually do, but I'm also wondering, how do you measure the effectiveness of your activities?
Oh gosh. Well, there's lots of ways to measure, and I think we could get overwhelmed with all the ways. So we just got really, really focused on measuring the results that we know is going to lead to a future piece of business. So for us, we measure our listings taken. So in the United States here, we write up a contract with a seller and we also write up a contract with a buyer. And so when we have a agreement to work with them, we can, from measuring our conversion rates over time, see about what that percentage is that they will get to the closing table and we'll get to help them. So I would recommend finding the key metric for you that's going to be the one. Now, where all these numbers come from is actually the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. There is a model called the economic model. Yes. So you don't have to go reinvent the wheel or come up with your own spreadsheet. The numbers already exist. You plug in yours and then it will calculate for you. So you can get really clear on what your numbers will be. So that's what we focus on. And that just helps you get to, fund and fuel your ultimate goal at the end of the year. Because we look at our annual goal, is maybe a dollar amount or a units number. However, all of those goals were originally set by us and by our team as, funding each of our individual Life by Designs. Right. So we built that first by knowing our purpose and our passion, and that builds then the ultimate plan into our economic model.
Wow, that's great. Well, we're mainly talking about our database. Now, most of the agents that are actually watching us today they're also starting to use our program, which is Command, which is spectacular. And me as a team leader, I'm also using Command every single day. I mean, it's always open on my desktop and I follow all my leads through that program. As an agent, as the Wolek team, what type of tags do you guys use in your database? And do you actually prioritize them? How many smart plans do you carry out through the year to your database?
Okay, great question. And I think that this is one that people could overcomplicate it once again. I get that question all the time is, what tags do you have? How many tags? And I think that how we worked it, because I've done this for 20 years, I start very simple with things. I'm a very simple person. I like it to not be complicated because then I'll actually do it. So for us inside of our database, we have our METs, which are the contacts that we have. And then we have our unmets, which are our leads. And so we realized over the pandemic that wait, if we still send emails and invitations to giveaways and events to unmets, that encourages the opportunity that they get pulled into the middle circle where they then can become contacts and met. So we really switched our thinking over the past couple of years of living our lives through Zoom and technology, where we've really been instead focused on growing the number of METs in our database. So our tags are that simple. They are METs, meaning we have met them, We have had two-way conversations. It's a family, a friend, a networking colleague. And then we have the unmets category. So inside of our mets, though, we then would have past clients or allied resources, or even we have a VIP group, which are our past clients and people who refer us, and we call them our rock stars. So they get extra love. And so we want to tag them differently as well. And then when it comes to the SMART plans, I mean, that's really your 36 touch program that if you look at the millionaire real estate agent, Gary helps us line out what those different touches could be. So our email touches are going to be, 2 video emails a month that go out to our people. We're going to have 4 quarterly calls. And then we really focus on having about 5 to 7 different forms of events. Now, I don't know how events work in your area, but they've been a great resource for us to touch more people. One of the most fun events that we've done are different ways of giveaways where people can call in or they can opt in for a giveaway. So
Wow.
So when it comes to the SMART plans, it would be, how are you going to touch your people and stay in touch with them, letting them know that you're the local economist of choice, that you care about them, and that you're there to help. And those are just systematically set up as reminders. Fortune is in the follow-up for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Follow. Well, you do with your team, you guys do a lot of activities and everything. You've been in the business for about 20 years, you said, more than 20 years, I think. But can you tell me about the activity which got the most reaction and returns when you actually gamified it?
Yeah, the most fun, like I said, are the giveaways. And we have done a few quite large giveaways. In the United States here, we have a thing, it's a smoker grill. It's called the Big Green Egg. And it is a very popular item. So for Father's Day last year, we had our lender friend sponsor the event. So the cost to us was $0.
Wow.
So that's something that you want to make sure and do is partner with your business people who can help out with that. So your cost is virtually nothing. We had some marketing in advance of a few weeks where we made the announcement to our email list, to our past clients on social media, and we promoted these ads, and people knew that on a certain day, they needed to call us between 9 and 2 p.m. and that whenever they called, we would just confirm their information. So how the script would sound is like, hey, it's Jennie. I'm so excited you're calling in to enter our contest. Let me just confirm a little bit of information first. And I would have a Google form all set up here, and I would confirm your name, your email, your phone number, your physical address. And I'd say, great, I'm so excited. Good luck. We'll make the announcement on Friday. Hopefully you win. And oh, one more thing. Can you think of anybody who might need to buy or sell a home in the next couple months? And I can put you in the drawing twice.
Wow.
And you'd be surprised how many people all of a sudden know somebody who might need some real estate help. So the benefit of that and why that was such a fun game for us was we got to talk to our people. We got to talk to lots of people. We had over 100 families, 100 people call in. We got 9 referrals with real people. We got to grow our database because people found the contest online. And so we got to grow our database by another 20 people, I believe. And so all of this these are all win-wins. As a team, we stayed on Zoom together and we took the calls and we had fun. It was just a great day all around. So if you haven't thought of or implemented one of these kind of contest ways into your business, I really encourage it. It's super fun. And you can find a lot of these tools and resources online.
Yeah, Jennie, that is wonderful. I mean, you're completely talking about gamifying your business. And that reminds me, when we play games with our friends, like Monopoly, we of course want to win. So we make up and change strategies as we go along the game, but also have the most fun ever while trying to win, right? And the activity that you have just told me about, it's totally a win-win deal where your team got to be together and you got referrals and you increased your database with big numbers. So that is great. But it's all about, I guess it's the same thing, isn't it? It's just all about having fun, Jennie.
Well, it is. And, something I also want to share, as well as gamifying your business, I implemented some games for our team. So it was around this time, it was around the holidays last year that I started to feel, I don't know if your people feel this as well, but seasonally with the holidays, people start to kind of relax a little bit. And we know that that's the opposite of what we should be doing.
Right.
And so
it's all around the world.
Yes. So I created a game for our team. I called it 21 Days of Database. So you could make up whatever days you want and whatever point system you want. But the idea was very simple. It's a spreadsheet. It's for each of the agents, the people in production that need to go out and make contact. So here were the categories. I know it's going to be mind-blowing for you. So the contest was to get the most amount of points, and the winner would get $500. And the second place agent would get $350, and the third place agent would get $150. So I wanted to make it incentive enough that even if somebody wasn't going to necessarily win, that they were still motivated to get second or third, because that was still a lot of money. So the category, so get the most amount of points within this time period, and then here's how they could get points. And I just made up the numbers on what the point system was, but basically 10 two-way conversations in a day was a certain number of points. 10 two-way text messages was some more points. Then also, if they did 5 handwritten notes a day, they got points. Also, if they set an appointment, they got points. If they attended an appointment, they got points. If they took a listing, they got more points, the most out of those. And then lastly, if they got some reviews, so if they reached out to past clients and got a new review for us online, were points. And then the most important one for me is that if they brought new people into their sphere and their database, they got a point for every person that they grew the database. Because we know that the more people that we're in relationship with, the more opportunity of families that we can serve. So what was so fun about this is actually one of my lead agents that's been on the team the longest period of time, he ended up winning because he needed that kick in the pants to get into action. And it was fun because, I'm secretly, we all win because they all set up their first quarter for success. And we had our best January and February we've ever had because of this game that we played, and I got to win.
Wow. You're the winner. It's a win-win deal for everyone. Yeah. When there's a prize at the end, I know that everyone gets excited and they're more motivated to actually do their job that they're supposed to do every day. But when there's something at the end, when there's a catch, everyone gets more motivated for some reason.
They do.
Definitely. Wow, Jennie. I mean, it has been a wonderful half an hour with you. Thank you so much for sharing you and your team's success journey with all of us today. You have given us so many things that all the agents that are watching us can go and implement. But if there was one last take-home message you could give to the agents out there in order to improve their business and to gamify their business, what could this be?
Oh, this is such a big question because there are so many places I could go, but I really think that what's most important for me that I love teaching and sharing and reminding all of us about is figuring out your purpose and your passion and what's in your heart. And it goes back to the big why inside of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. You got to know why you're doing this business and then attach that purpose to your business so that you have energy and enthusiasm to pick up the phone and call people that you know or don't know. If you don't have a purpose inside of this business, it's not going to get you anywhere and you'll burn out. And I don't want you to do that because I've done it. So focus on your purpose and building your database around that culture and what you care about most, and you'll have an amazing life and have a lot of fun.
Wow. So we can say attach your purpose to your business, right, Jennie?
Yes, that's it.
Thank you so much, Jennie. Sending our
Bye.
love from Turkey to Oklahoma and to the whole Wolek group. Okay, have a great mega camp, everyone.
One heart, one shot, not a future, but sure. Go!